Hey there, collectible connoisseur coming at you. Wanted to make a video, it's been a little bit, and wanted to talk about how I am evolving or maybe even just redefining my personal collection. What you see here is kind of an open box of COMC goodness, COMC. Check out my cards. I do a lot of buying, a little bit of selling on that website. I just got an order. I utilized one of their services. I'm going to probably break this into two parts. The second part, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I'm redefining I just decided. So, sorry, the first statement of the video is a little bit misleading. The next video I make will talk about how I'm redefining my personal collection. This video, I'm going to talk about a service that COMC does. Because you can see right here, I have a small stack of graded cards that I had graded through COMC. So one of the things that COMC does is they now offer a service where they will, you can send cards directly from them to either CGC or PSA. Now, heretofore in my personal collection, I've always purchased PSA graded cards, kind of like this one. This is a 2000 Fleer Mystique, Ken Griffey Jr. Diamond Dominators. It's not the reason I like graded cards. Threefold. I've talked about this before, but number one is they're authenticated. You know, maybe this is not the kind of card where someone is going to create an elaborate forgery, but it's important with certain cards that you are getting an authentic copy. Number two, an independent party is assessing the quality of the card, is assigning a grade to it. This one is a PSA 9 mint. And that helps down the line when you or maybe your heirs are looking to sell your cards. Number three, it's encased and protected, kind of a hard plastic shell. PSA is the big market leader in, I guess, resale value. But of those three, the authentication, the assessment, and then the protection of the card, I think I've evolved to, I don't care about the resale value as much. The other three aspects are still important to me. And I prefer the CGC slab, just aesthetically. So COMC, they will send cards directly to PSA at your behest nowadays, but they also send them to CGC, and quite honestly, CGC is a little bit cheaper. And again, the presentation of their slab, number one, the plastic is crystal clear. I mean, it is awesome. Number two is the flip or the nameplate that gives the card details. On the PSA, it's got the red border, which is kind of classic and is like an industry standard, but I really like the presentation of CGC's slab. So yes, the resale value isn't quite there, and yes, but these are for my personal collection, and the only person that will be reselling these are like my heirs. When I dip out and I'm gone and they have, you know, my collection on their hands and they're not interested in maintaining or adding to it, they'll be charged, or well, it'll behoove them to disperse it. And in trying to sell it, PSA has a little bit more gravitas, a little more equity to it. CGC is up and coming, though. They have a good name in other aspects than sports cards. They do comics and coins and trading game cards, TCG, trading card games. And hopefully, you know, they'll develop their market a little bit more in sports cards. Also, you know, so I want to show these off. And I also want to talk a little bit more about the COMC service. So COMC will, and here, let me flip through these while I'm talking. This is a 2000 Upper Deck Black Diamond Rookie Edition, Ken Griffey Jr. Awesome. Isn't that an awesome looking card? So COMC has a service where you purchase the card on their website, and you can have it sent directly for grading. Now, the upside to that is that they do all the work as far as packaging, shipping, getting it to the grader, and then when, once it's there, it comes back. If I wanted to send this card to CGC myself, the grading fee would be $12. COMC charges $15, so essentially an extra $3 per card. But this is a stack of 10 cards. So, the question would be, is it worth, an extra $30 for me to have COMC do it instead of me? Well, if I were doing it, number one, there'd be, shipping costs. It would cost me about $20-ish to send the cards off to CGC myself. So, let's just say that $30 has now become $10. And then is it worth $10, just kind of a nuisance charge for me? And the answer is yes. At $15 a card, well, quite frankly, I'm willing to pay $20 a card for a CGC graded card. I mean, that's the price in my head that I'm very comfortable paying if I were just to go onto eBay and be looking at cards to buy. So if I can grade it for a little bit less, I'm all for it. Here's a 2021 Topps Update Ken Griffey Jr. It received a grade of a 9. The other, now here's maybe one of the major detractors, is when you're doing this through COMC, you're not handling the cards. COMC is sending this off for you. You're buying it on their site, or maybe you submitted it to COMC, but you never handle this card between the time that you send it to CGC. I guess I'm stumbling over my speech saying you never get to physically assess the card to see if you think it's worth grading, if you think it'll get a good grade. Here's a 2020 Topps Andrew Benintendi Gold. Got a grade of 10. Did get a good grade in this instance. And, you watch a lot of, graded card reveal videos on YouTube. That'll be something like the one that I'm showing to you right now. And, people obsess over, the cards that they send in. I didn't obsess. And, this worked out in my favor in this case. It could just have easily gone against me. I could have gotten a stack of cards with grades that I don't like. Here's 2017 Topps Update Andrew Benintendi Gold. So I understand that I'm lucky in that. By the way, COMC also has a service where they will assess the card for you for an additional $5 fee. 2018 Topps Andrew Benintendi Gold got a 9.5. And so again, I did not avail myself to that service in this instance. So I just kind of rolled the dice and took my chances with it and figured that, hey, for $15 a card, again, if I were to send it, it costs $12. And, I don't have the nuisance of sending it myself. Here's a 2004 SP Authentic Ken Griffey Jr. Got a grade of 9. I could have paid an extra $5, and then I would have been $20 in, not counting the price of the cards themselves. By the way, these cards, because I was just test running it, each of these cards in and of themselves cost me less than $2 per card for the cards themselves, buying them off COMC's website. So the cost of these cards in particular is negligible. 2023 Topps Andrew Benintendi Rainbow Foil got a grade of 9. So I guess what I'm saying is for $20 a card, all in, I got a stack of cards back that I would have paid $20 a card if I were buying each of these cards independently on eBay or some other site. 2022 Topps X Steve Aoki design, Andrew Benintendi, 9.5. So I like the service in that regard. And I think I will do it again. One other word about my evolving collection. So I kind of confess that I'm moving from PSA, and I still have a big stack of PSA cards, to CGC. And here's a 2022 Topps Finest Aura of Excellence, Ken Griffey Jr. in a CGC 9. By the way, in my mind, 9 is fine. I will take 9s or more all day long. Yes, I do get a little obsessed with the grades. I want decently graded cards for the money I'm spending. Again, very lucky in that each of the cards that I ended up submitting, again, straight off of COMC's website, straight to the grader, got them back, looked at them, mixed them with some other cards that I'd purchased, these back here, and had them all shipped to me. Love the grades I got. 2022 Topps Update 87 version Silver Pack, Ken Griffey Jr. in a 10. So very, very fortunate. Could have gone the other way. I'll probably pay the extra $5 next time, again, being all in at $20 a card, but then I equate that with, I probably would pay around $20 a card for any of these types of cards if I were buying it in and of itself online. So, you know, why not have COMC take a look at it, give me their opinion. Their opinion is just that, their opinion. It doesn't mean squat. I fared pretty well guessing. Again, I fully understand that I'm not a card grader. I've seen a lot of card reveal videos, and, you know, you see a lot of disappointed people in those videos sometimes, just staring at cards and saying, I don't know what went wrong with this one. Maybe it's the edges or the centering or, you know. And I also understand that a grader's opinion is that. It is their opinion, but their opinion gets listed on there. And so, and it also affects the fungibility of the card if you're looking at the card as an asset. Me, I'm just looking at it as, I like graded cards. I think it looks cool in this case. So I think I'll use this again. This worked out very well for me this time. And, you know, these are the results of this. Quick word on how my collection is evolving. Not only am I going with CGC, but whereas before I've had about 6 themes that I've collected, I'm whittling it down to 2 that I'm going to focus on for the near future. One is Ken Griffey Jr. in a Reds uniform, and the other is Andrew Benintendi in pretty much any uniform. And, you know, each of those I'm going to buy, or I'm going to grade some cards myself, and then I'm going to buy raw cards as well, and maybe turn around and grade them, but also I'm trending towards accumulation, and I'll talk about that in my next video. But here was a little synopsis of my CGC COMC submission. It worked out very well for me. I'm pleased with the results, and I love these slabs. Till next time.